Good morning. So, I want to talk about fluctuation during the spiritual awakening and allowing fluctuation because there is a certain amount of um, you get to a place of understanding. You get messages. You come into this higher understanding, and then there are places where you feel like there's a regression, or like you get to a plateau, and then you feel like you're pulling back. Um, and this is a natural part of the process. It's kind of like if you would look at it kind of like a pulsation. You know, when you have a pulse, it's vitality, it's life. So as you rise and as you come to a new understanding on your spiritual awakening, you rise, and then it seems like you go into regression, but actually it's going back to revisit your previous thoughts so that you can rise again into the new knowing. So it's kind of like you come into this new knowing and this new understanding and this new belief, and it's like, whoa, you get this like aha moment, and then it feels like you're going into this regression. You go back, you slip back into the old ways of thinking. There's a few different ways to look at this. So, first of all, your physical mind is physically used to certain thought patterns that you have in your mind. So, these thought patterns are kind of automatic. They've been with you for years and years and years, and your mind is used to going down these same routes of thinking. Or when you get into specific situations or specific things that come to you, then your mind automatically starts going down the same route. So you have to, your mind will take you down that route. And then you say, oh, wait a minute, I don't think this way anymore. I think this way. So it's giving you also the opportunity to strengthen your new belief, your new understanding of the world. These fluctuations, fluctuations, they come to serve a purpose. They come to strengthen your new belief. So you have a new belief, and then the old thought patterns come back in to where you can re-choose your new belief. So it strengthens it. It's like allowing you to revisit your old ways of thinking so that you can find the contrast again, and it strengthens the new path, and it strengthens the new path. And as you see in life, everything that is growing is constantly fluctuating. So it's going down and coming up a little bit further, going back down and coming up a little bit further. You could see it also like um, the heartbeat. So it pulls, draws in blood, pushes out blood, draws in blood, pushes out blood. It's kind of vitality. It's the vitality of growth. So things are constantly, as they're growing, they're fluctuating. So during the spiritual awakening, you have to allow for these fluctuations to come in. And a lot of times we can feel, especially when we're at the beginning of our spiritual awakening, we feel like, oh no, I'm falling back down. But just knowing that this serves a purpose, it's like you come to a plateau and you have to strengthen that new way of knowing, that new perspective. And the way to strengthen it is to revisit and come to the conclusion again, and come to the conclusion again. Also, I kind of feel like connected to this is as we're going on this spiritual awakening, you can see it as we're going up this spiral, and we get to a place of knowing, and we're at this grand aha, yay, this new realization. And then the places that we're still stuck, or the places that we're still holding, will draw us back down. So as we're rising, we keep on being pulled down. Whenever we get to a new level or a new round on this spiral, anything that is still holding us or grounding us down into the old beliefs, the world will present us with an opportunity to correct that thought, or to correct that place that we're still holding on, because the whole spiritual awakening is about letting go. It's about letting go and allowing, being flexible, letting go of the um, constructs or the boxes in our mind, the places that are holding us into rigid thought patterns. So it's all about letting go so that we can become an observer and not get stuck along the way. When as we meet things in our path, we can be flexible, and nothing that we meet, as you become flexible, you also become much stronger because you're in allowance for things to flow through, and you understand that it doesn't have to threaten your being, or it doesn't have to threaten your thought. When you're strong in your own self-being and strong in your own mindset and in your belief system, because every belief that you have in there is something that you put there, and you understand it well, and you're not rigid. So that means that you are in allowance for, if something comes in that proves a new point, you're in allowance for it to come in, because you are a truth seeker. You're seeking truth. You're not seeking to be right, you're seeking truth. And when you're seeking truth, you become very flexible of mind, and you become an allowance. You allow everything to come into your perception so that you can see everything with open eyes. And then you can choose what you take and what you don't take, or what you agree with and what you don't agree with, or what you allow in your energy field or what you don't allow in your energy field. So as we're rising on this spiral, these places that we're still rigid, that we're still stuck in our old belief systems, and things that are still grounding us and holding us in place, we have to revisit. And that causes us pain as we're rising on this, because we're rising into these new places, and then these rigid thoughts. So it's in such contrast with the entity that we're becoming, the person that we're becoming, that it's striking when the further we rise on the spiritual awakening, when we go back into the old thought patterns, it's more and more painful for us, because it's more and more in contrast with who we've become. I'm just going to show you where we're at. Okay, so the point of this is really allowing fluctuation, and knowing that you're going to be rising, and there's going to be fluctuation. There's going to be the pain of fluctuation, and that comes to serve a purpose in your rising. It comes to strengthen your rising. So just allow the fluctuation. As the fluctuation comes, knowingly know that it's going to be there, and that these are not setbacks. They're actually come to strengthen and to kind of accelerate your push forward. So it's kind of like a tsunami. A tsunami comes in, it sucks out the water, and then when the water comes back, it comes back in a flow. So you can kind of look at it that way. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you.